Hello, Austin, Nicholas, Sienna, and Reed. How are you?
Great.
Good, man.
Oh,
How are you?
Good, good, good. We look like the Brady Bunch here. I'm amazing, amazing. Congratulations on the 40 of the 430 movie arriving in theaters September 13. And you know what, guys? Going out to the movie theaters is as American as apple pie. I talked to my fiance the other day, and we realized that that's all we did when we were dating. Just go to the movies. It is how it is. So let me ask you this fun question for all you guys. Of all the movies that you've seen, past and present, which one of them is the most perfect date movie and why?
I just went to see The Shining a, at a graveyard. And it was a good date. Probably not best for a first date. You probably may freak someone out. But yeah, that's what I'll say right now.
Well, I mean, I I don't know if there's the perfect movie for the day, but I think the formula is as old as time. You know, you're trying to go to the scary movie. You're trying to say, hey, whoa, this is scary. Don't worry, I'll save you. I'm here. You should you should give me a hug because we're both scared. So that's really it. Just go to the scariest thing that's out at that weekend.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with our good friend Nick. One of the first dates I took my girlfriend on, we went to see a screening of the original Nightmare on Elm Street, and she hates horror movies. And I mean, obviously, it was a good early early date. So I do think that yeah, taking them the old spooky route, you can't go wrong.
I was honestly trying to find a name of a scary movie that I would remember, but that was the direction that I was going in.
Yeah.
So yeah, that
I was
is.
expecting like Adam Sandler's 50 First Dates, but you guys going horror. All that's amazing.
Yeah, yeah, we're a little sick and twisted this bunch.
There are so many celebrity guest stars in this movie, from Justin Long to Kate McCucci, Sam Richardson, Jason Biggs. Some of them showed up in the fake movie trailers. They're hilarious. My favorite, of course, is Ken Jeong. And Reed, you share the most memorable encounters with him on the screen. Considering your character got caught awkwardly, how did you manage to get through those scenes with Ken with a straight face? Because I probably would have ruined the scenes.
Yeah, I mean, it is a blessing that when most things are filmed, you're taking multiple angles. So there was many where it was just on Ken, so I was free to laugh, which was great because often I did release a chuckle or two. He is hilarious, is as hilarious on screen as he is off screen. So even as soon as the camera would cut, we would still be laughing. So it was difficult to get through a take, but thank God for coverage of just him, so I was able to laugh when I needed to.
And Nicholas, I'm geeking out because I'm also a huge fan of Outer Banks, and your character in the 430 movie kind of reminds me of Barry in some ways. Do you think Bernie and Barry share some things in common? That Mashichimo attitude, perhaps? Do you think
Uh,
they could be best friends in an alternate universe?
I like to think everybody could be friends if they meet on the right foot. You know what I mean? So let's assume that they would. Yeah, I mean, I guess both of them are packing a bit of bravado. Maybe that's my fault. But yeah, I guess there are some similarities. I hope they could maybe sit down and enjoy a beer.
And you seem to have a blast, like acting with like half shirt on or without
Oh,
shirt on.
He demands it in every contract,
it's
every
in my
Absolutely.
con it's in
contract.
my
He's
contract. It
Gotta
is.
tell
I
him
try.
so.
I'm trying to be in as little bit of clothing as possible on each project.
I guess I want to ask you guys because I've interviewed Kevin Smith several times in the past, and the guy is such a lovely guy, but he's also a chatterbox. Understandable, of course, because he's so knowledgeable when it comes to like Star Wars and comic books and movies in general. For each of you, I mean, what's it like working with the great Kevin Smith, and did it feel daunting knowing that this project was loosely based on his actual experience as a teenager?
Yeah, definitely. He is like a walking encyclopedia that just has so much knowledge, especially of like cinema stuff. But it was super, super daunting. He always kept saying that how he was gonna shoot it was kind of like chasing Amy, and it was gonna just be all performance based, and the movie would live or die based on the actors' performances, which really just put the pressure on you to try to do the best you could. So it was pretty scary, especially being kind of like his, little loosely based biopic.
Oh, very, very intimidating. Because even just being a part of one of his movies is incredible, let alone a story that means so much to him. So I think if I thought myself into a spiral, it would have been very freaky. And I think after the movie was done is when it really hit me that we just created a story that meant so much to him. But yeah, no, I could say it 1,000 times, but it's an honor.
Yeah, let me tell you, I fear no man, not even Kevin Smith. I didn't let that legend freak me out at all. I said I'm gonna treat you just like a guy at the quick stop, okay? You're just some guy to me. But but truly, I'm also like I'm a Jersey kid as well, and I felt a real kinship. I almost said kinship as in Ken Jeong, but I felt a real kinship with Kevin very early on in the process. And because he's so kind and the environment he creates is so like generous, I didn't feel that intimidated because he created such a warm playground. And because of that, I was able just to have a lot of fun. Yeah, and like Sienna, it wasn't till like after everything had wrapped that I sort of looked back and was like, oh my God, we just made a movie. So it didn't really occur to me until after.
I couldn't really add anything other than just piggybacking off of what they said. I was a big fan of him as a filmmaker and what he's done as a movie maker. But like Sienna said, you don't want to go in and think yourself into a downward spiral and psych yourself up. So it's kind of just trying to focus on the task at hand every day, and then afterwards there's just being at the premiere a couple of weeks ago, it's very much a like, wow, damn, okay, we did that. And now we'll see how it's received next week.
You guys are so much fun. My final question for all y'all, and I'm not gonna put anybody in the spotlight here. Anybody who wants to answer this question. Uh, the story set in the 80s. Everybody loves the 80s. Everyone wants the 80s back, from Stranger Things to the Goldbergs, you name it. What are your favorite 80s stuff that you wish could become popular again in today's world?
I'm really wanting a Weird Science reboot where it's two girls who make an AI, like perfect man, but then the AI person creates duplicates and then ends up trying to take over their town, and then they have to pretty much stop it. Yeah.
I think what was awesome in the 80s is there's a lot of great original sci-fi movies and concepts that birthed some fantastic franchises. 80s was really late 70s, 80s, birth of a lot of fantastic franchises that were giving, young filmmakers a shot at some pretty high concept stuff. So if there's anything that I wish we could usher back in, it would be that type of attitude towards filmmaking.
All right. For my fans at home, everybody go check out the 4:30 movie, arriving in theaters September 13th. Austin, Nicholas, Sienna, and Reed, thank you for talking to me, and congratulations.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
you
much
so
for your time.
much.
That was fun.